Hello, good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? Hope you all are doing well. All right, so I will just give it a second for people to join in. Got some Latin music going today. Latin Thursday. All right, let's get started. So I've got an interesting background up. You can see we've got a lot of red in the China area right here. I can't do a circle with my finger on the camera. It's funny. There we go. A lot of red. So we're going to look at China stuff today. We are going to look at the indexes. We're going to check out any other stocks you want to check out. And you guys can ask all the good questions that you want about stocks. I'll give you my opinion, what I'm seeing, where we could be going, what my long-term thoughts are. So put them in the chat. If you are new, hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and put in the chat as well where you guys are checking in from, tuning in from. All right, so we're gonna go over the watch list I set up for today. That music's a little loud on my end, I think. How about your end? All right, don't be shy. I won't bite. All right, so we'll check out the SPY. So far, usually around 11 o'clock is when we start to see a turn off of algos, right? So my red line, hey, this is where, if we go below this, potential short trade, right? If we go above the green, potential long trade. Let's put on a 5-minute so you guys can see. All right, we came down, had a little movement down below 487. Could have had a little quick scalp there and a quick one up here. This pink line right in the middle. Yes, it is. It's a live recap. And hey, I'm putting out a red flag message because we're seeing some bigger volume and could be red flags for the market. So like this crazy volume day here, selling wick at the top, but it's not just the SPY that had this crazy volume. So when we look at the bigger markets, broader markets, and we start to see bigger volume everywhere, to me, it is, hey, let's put in some stops on the longer term stuff. That's what I've done because I'm a little cautious right now with this extra volume here on the SPY and elsewhere on all of the China ETFs, almost about 60% of the China ETFs. I went through all of them and it's probably going to be pretty amazing what you see. All right, so is it money rotation? What is it? So anyways, the SPY, here we are, potential short trade. If it goes below 487, that was what I mapped out earlier. Look at how it bounces. You see, it's so cool. This is why you guys need to come and join me in the morning, 8:15. These levels work fairly well. And I can see, hey, the biggest volume was traded at 487.29. We are below that. Where are they going to go? Maybe they're going to go to 486.75. Maybe they're going to go to 486.60. Maybe they're going to come on down here to 486.46. That'd be a nice 54-cent trade right there. Could be a nice one. All right, so we've got the SPY today. That's what the SPY's been doing. The Qs had a nice long trade starting at 10:15, popped up, hit up here, hit this resistance at 428.32, and then on up here, 428.68. I do go over all of this stuff every morning for the potentials, right? Has it really gone below that red line over here, 426.60? This morning, no. right? It did, but that was pre-market. We can see that it came in. Oh, look, it bounced off that level. It's crazy, right? Did it go below and stay below? No. It came down, quick wick, overextended, and came back up, right? You want to have that proof. You don't want it to be so far away. That's the rubber band effect. Boom, right back up and slingshot it up, right? They'd like to suck people in. Just kidding. We're going to take it back up, right? Right now, point of control on the Qs is at 427.69. We are above it. The Russell, right? Russell long trade if it goes above 196.80 or below 195.12. So we had a little pop, but point of control is hanging out up here at 196.71, just below that 196.80. So it looks like maybe they were selling up there today. We will see. If it goes below here, we've got a nice little trade down below 195 to 194.76, and then on down to 194 area. So keep that one on watch. You could set up an alert. All right, let's look at the Dow. Middle of the day. This time, end of the day, when we start to see the European markets are closing, they tend to close at 11:30, that, it turns on to the algo battles. The Dow today, nice move to the upside and pulled back down. Had a nice long trade up above 379.20 up to 380.35, if you could rock that all the way up to the upside. All right, other trades, right? I can map these out. Hey, good morning, Troy. All right, so AMD popped. Looks like maybe they want to bring it up here to 190, right? Before they sell it off completely, but we have earnings coming up and it does have this big wedge, right? They've been hugging the upper bound. Maybe they're going to bring it back down. Maybe it's going to be like Nvidia. Maybe they'll bring it down and then shoot it up. They could do that, right? The big guys control the market. So right now we are below the big point of control for today's volume, up here at 182.58. If we go below this 181.05 area, there was a nice trade here. Oh, we're testing it right now. Could go all the way down to 180.13. So that's a nice potential trade. Might get hung up here 180.83 and 180.54. But a nice potential almost dollar move if it can hang out and stay below. It's a little extended away. The risk would be back up here to 181.60. All right, let's look at IBM. Earnings today had a big pop up. Looked like a dark cloud cover this morning. Nope, they decided to rock it to the upside. Hanging out up here, point of control up at 193.89. As long as it stays above that, nice long trade could continue up. Maybe we'll see 200 by the end of the day. If it goes below, watch out for a stop area around 191.70, then down here 190.90, and then continue on down to this 188.50 area. So watch it and see. All right, PayPal was active this morning as well. And we can see it's in an upward trend. Let's look at the bigger picture over here. Right, it was in an upward trend, hanging out. We do have earnings coming up next week. Are they going to bring it back down? They like to hover it in the upper half of this channel. Maybe they're going to bring it down and pop it up, or maybe they're going to just hold it here and then drop it down to 60. Could use these as potential butterfly areas. Sell the current strike butterflies out here. You could do all sorts of things, but I do see this upward channel set up for PayPal and a little short trade today. All right, let's look at Microsoft. Microsoft was moving higher and it's continuing to move higher. Have this as a potential target up here, potentially 425 area. If it can continue, you can see it rose up, sideways price action, point of control from this trend to the upside is hanging out here at 370.60. So right now we are moving to the upside, still helping to pull up the Qs, right? A big name in the Qs. Let's look at Love with earnings today. Love with earnings filled and closed the gap, and then some, right? We are down below. Potential to drop on down to 29.88 over here. We shall see. Looks like we have some strong support hanging out around the $30 mark, maybe 30.60. Great call on love. Rode that one down. Any thoughts on Dash? We'll check it out. Yeah. All right. So Tesla today earnings as well. Any surprise it went down? No, but look at this. We might find support around 185 with this longer term downward trend. This has been setting up since over here, June of last year. So we've had these upward, downward trends in the overall bigger picture downward trend. They definitely sold up here around 235. So watch, see if we have support set in. Maybe we are setting up for a rebound up to 256. So watch for a bottom potentially to set in. Today is day one. Maybe in 2 days on Monday, you will see that this has found a bottom. Might be time to get back in and ride it up for a nice 70-point move. All right, let's look at Boeing. Continued negative news from FAA. We are going to stop the expansion of the 737 MAX output. Where is it? FAA, more news. Here we go. Let's see. FAA. They just announced it. And Boeing cut from neutral. They're getting a lot of cuts on their perspective. Robert Isom. Okay, so nice short trade today, down 6.5 points. Hey, Bat Scientist, how's it going? Why are you shaking your head at Tessie, Terry? We've had this set up for a long time. We've been talking about it. All right, let's look at COLB. Has earnings today, a financial, and boom, dropped below 2049, 2050, and continued down. Had a bit of support down here at 2006. Watch that level again for that second time around to see if it will go and break below 20. If it does, maybe on down to 1980. And let's look back over here. Our support areas, yeah, 20 looks pretty strong, and then on down to 1980. If 1980 breaks, potentially down to 1930. All right, let's look at Meta. All right, Meta moving up. Ooh, testing the upper bound of this upper channel. They like to take it up and drop it down. Take it up and drop it down. Take it up and drop it down. Take it up. We have earnings. Are they going to drop it down? We will see, right? That's happening next Thursday, the 1st of February. All right, let's look at SPR, the final one on my list today. You can see great potential trade opportunities. Look at that, 27 down to 26, nice dollar move. Point of control is hanging out at 26.58. Also hit the moving average over here. So if you guys are not already interested, check it out. Come join me in the morning. 8:15, you guys have access to the live stream after the fact with the members access. So check it out. It's worth it. You can see it definitely pays for itself. Right, Troy? And Terry knows too. Bitcoin, I see Bitcoin going down to zero. I've said this for a long time. But the main reason why I wanted to come on today, China ETFs, right? We heard CNN, right? CNN halt China, let's see, 2016. Okay, Chinese stocks are having their worst year since 2016. This came out on the 22nd, right? So then we come over here. Let's see these ETFs. Let's put on the big picture. Okay, and let's go like this. Look at this crazy volume. When have you ever seen this amount of volume? Back here, at this low. Is this truly a low, or are we going below? So what I'm gonna do, okay, so right here, I put it from over here from when it broke down. Let's do from right here. So we are below the total volume, right? I was talking about point of control. Point of control for FXI, we are below it right now. That's hanging out at 2277. Okay, let's see, what's the date on this one? We'll use the same date. Friday, January 12th. So we'll put one in on yin. This is my hey caution. We are below it. Let's make this a red line. Red line, white line. Let's do here. Orange. Okay, so we are hanging out below at 1728 on yin. To me, that's bearish. This is the China Bull 3 times shares. MCHI, let's put one on over here, the Friday. Okay, 38.37, we are below it. Is that bullish or bearish? What do you think? Big volume selling. Whatever happens in the biggest production country around the world is going to affect the rest of the global market. The trading day starts in Asia. Actually, it starts in Australia and Japan, right up here, right? Japan's right there. I can see why the green screen people for the news and everything have a hard time. So it starts in China or Japan, Australia. Then we hit the Asian markets. We have the Hang Seng, the Shenzhen, and Singapore, right? So then we go down, we also have Taiwan. And then we move over, we've got India, and then we've got Germany, we've got the British markets, and then the US markets, right? So the trading day starts here and it rolls over. So if we start to wake up and we have a massive sell-off again in China, it's a big, hey, heads up, right? In my opinion, I've put in stops on my longer term holdings. What is the max that you are willing to lose? 6%, 10%, 15%, 20%. What are you comfortable with? Go to sleep at night. Hey, I've got long-term holdings. I've got this stop. You know, if it comes down 6%, awesome. I locked out. Look at it. It went down 20%. Oh my goodness, right? But if it continues up, you are happy. You're not upset, right? So heads up on that. Let's look at GXC. I mean, these volumes just are, you never see them this big. You saw it big over here. That was it. And now right here. Let's do the same thing. The 12th of January, right? Okay, we're above it for now. 62.96. Let's look at CQQQ. Can you guys hear the music? Technology for China. They're pretty tech savvy, right? We are below that. 32.04. KBA. This is my, hey, it's my red flag day. This is a, hey, I'm seeing this. All right, so right now the 50 Connect Index ETF is above. Abnormal volume. CXSE. XE. We are below. Ciao. The 12th, we're below. Look at that. Yesterday's volume. That big volume yesterday, we're below. 1309. Point of control. So this had big volume on the 18th of December. I'll use it from back here. Okay, and then we bring it forward to the 12th. That was probably in relation to the dividend, that was big buying for the dividend. So since the 12th, to keep it even Steven. Oh, look at that. Yesterday, biggest volume. FLCH. Ooh, big volume. Below. FXP. Like, I'm just seeing this across the board, the bigger volume spikes. Okay, they had really big volume back here last April, and now it's pretty much the biggest volume. XPP. Where are we? From the 12th of January. Above or below? Whoa, yeah, we're below. TCHI. How about this one? Where are we for big volume? It looks like it just shows down there. Interesting. Point of control is down here, and it says the range for it all to be traded was down here, which was close of yesterday. Okay. KFVG. 12th. Same thing. Showing the close from Monday. These are lower traded, like lower volume, but you can still see, okay, over here we had big volume, and nothing really big. We had a little bit of volume there, but it's showing me that we are having more volume in China. Now let's go the SPY, right? Let's go back, oops. Let's go the SPY, and let's put it from, okay, this is from the pop here. Let's go from the 12th. Let's see if it's bigger volume up above, right there. All right, so watch 483.76. All right, 483.76. Let's go here, the Qs. Let's look from the 12th. That's the big thing to me. People were making big trades. All right, Q's is still down here. Let's bring it from this pop and see. All right, 421, and then it would come down to 421, potentially down to 409.53. Okay, so let's go here. 421, that is, or was it up to here? 13 points, that's roughly 3%. Let's just add another one. All right there, let's measure that. So if it goes below here, that would be a 3.65% loss, right? So if it were to go below both of these, it's gonna come all the way down here, potentially, 385, right? So if we go from here down to 385, okay, that's an 8% loss. So what, if you were to protect yourself, what are you looking for? What is your personal comfort level? You don't want any loss, right? Let's go from the 12th again. 12th, oh look, we're below it on the index of 2,000 stocks, 196.35. We're below. They've been selling. Looks like they were selling back over here, but I only took from this day. Let's look at the Dow Jones. Maybe they're gonna short squeeze them. Dow Jones hanging out up here, 378.60. Okay, where we go from here, maybe it's gonna come into this megaphone and come down here, right? Let's just see. If we go from this point of control, hanging out 378, maybe it takes a couple days, 2.6%, right? So maybe it goes further, right? If we go back from this big breakout zone right here, boom, big breakout zone, what's our point of control? Oh, look, it's just up here, 375. Okay, so you say, you know what, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go until, yeah, if it goes below 375, all right, maybe it's gonna come down here, 6%? Like, what is your worst case that you're comfortable with? That's it. So, hope you guys like my analysis. I hope you got, oh, let's look at Dash and Bitcoin. Forgot. Let's check out Dash. So, what are you looking at, Troy? Intraday, or are you looking at longer term? What sort of analysis are you looking at? From over here. All right, so point of control is hanging out at 104.67. Intraday. So right now I'd say, hey, if this goes up above 118.12, potential little pop again up to 108.66, otherwise below 106.50. Down here, a little trade there, potentially. You can see down to the 4. If it goes below that, then you might have a bigger trade down to 105.50. Yeah, it's got a long leg doji right now. They have earnings coming up over here, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks away. So right now, yeah, I'd say it's as long as it's up above 104.67, potential long, you know, getting in on a bounce of that would be easier. Like right here, this bounce, that's a potential. That would be a good entry. And then that resistance would have been right here. It did break the resistance and now it's continuing. We have a 1 leg consolidation, 2 consolidation, might be a 3 right there. If we go from here to here, 3.74, and then we say, okay, we went from here to here, maybe another, maybe it's going to go up to, you know, roughly, call it 109.50, 110. Might find resistance up there, 109.50 if it can break through here. And then maybe it'll test 110.44, but I think 110 would really stop it out. And let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, let's look at the bigger picture, easier to see. We are below all of the big volume right here. They did sell. If it breaks below 39,456, a potential move, probably a test at 38,042, and then continued test down here, 36,800. 8888. 36,888. All right, so I hope that answers your question, Terry. Any other questions you guys have? I'd love to see you every morning, 8:15. We can talk about the macro market view as well as what's going on for the day trading. All right, have a great one. If you have questions, put them in the comment section below. Let me